Okay, when we turn this corner here, we're going to have parked cars. So we need to think ahead. Okay, parked cars on both sides of the road. We look up the street, there's no one coming the other way. We check our mirrors, we indicate, we check our blind spot, we move out, we clear that parked car by a good metre, indicators off, we come up past this last car, we glance at the driver as we go past, indicate left and move over. Now if there was a driver in that car, we'd be very cautious about moving over. We'd need to have an extended look and just make sure that that car's not moving away. Coming down here to the giveaway line, we look right down the street, we look left in the direction we're going. If it's clear, we can go because it was a giveaway line. So we certainly let people go if there's anybody on that road coming up from our right, but if there's no one there, we can proceed through without stopping. Now there's two aspects of this road here. We've just turned onto this road and we haven't seen any speed signs, and it's a dual carriageway each way. This is Boulevard, one of the main roads in Joondalup, and the speed limit here is 50. A lot of people fail their driving test here for doing more than 50 because they look at the road and consider that it looks like a 60 or a 70 road. But the point is, if you don't see a sign, all you can assume is the default speed limit, which is 50. Now coming down here, there is a 4-1 lane sign, and you can see the merge area up ahead. In this particular case, we're not going to merge, we're going to turn into the left-hand turning lane of the traffic lights. However, we still need to check our blind spot to our right as we come through here just now. When we get past that street, we indicate left, and we move across all these solid lines into the left-hand turning lane. We don't need to actually merge and then bear away to the left. We just bear away straight away. Some people might think that a blind spot check is not necessary there, but it's deemed mandatory because you are going through a merge area. Doesn't matter that you're bearing away to the left or going straight, you need to take into account vehicles that might be coming past you on the right and then cutting across in front of you. Now we're going to turn left here and then turn right at the next roundabout. So we're going to go directly to the right-hand lane. But if we do that, we must do it in one smooth movement. We cannot start to turn into the near lane and then change our mind, because that would be designated as a dangerous lane change and it would cause you to fail your driving test. Approaching the roundabout, we're turning right. We can see the vehicle in the roundabout and the other vehicle approaching the roundabout. We just start to move as they go past. When we get past the last of the exits that we're not exiting out, we put our indicator on our left indicator. Always indicate left to exit a roundabout. And make sure you turn your indicator off manually if the shape of the road means that it's not going to self-cancel by itself, and this particular road tends to do that. Okay, again, a stop line on the road. Focus on the stop line. Watch for pedestrians as you approach, but focus on the stop line and stopping. Make sure you stop as close as possible to the line without going over it. Check to your right, check to your left if it's safe and there's no one coming from the other side that's going to cause you a problem, then you can go. Remember, you must know your right-of-way rules for those vehicles that are opposite you. I'm not going to go through them now, they're in the book, but you must be absolutely certain about your rights and obligations when you're at a stop sign or a giveaway sign and you've got vehicles on the other side of that intersection facing you. You must know who goes first. Now if you turn left out of the car park at the start of your driving test, this is the first set of traffic lights that you'll come to, and there is a merge point here for vehicles travelling straight ahead. If you're in the right-hand lane, you don't need to indicate in the merge. In the left lane, you do need to indicate for it. As we come through, we check to the right, we check to the left, and we stay nice and straight, close to this island. When we get through here, we check our blind spot over our left shoulder. Okay, now we've got a hazard up here. A couple of vehicles stopped for no apparent reason. We can get around them. We check our mirrors, we indicate, we check our blind spot over our right shoulder, and we carefully go past these cars. Turn our indicator off. As we go past this first car here, we look over our left shoulder to make sure they're not taking off. Now we could do that because the solid line wasn't getting in our way there. They were far enough back from the corner that we could do the manoeuvre safely if there was no one coming the other way. Okay, coming down to the next set of traffic lights here. Again, we're driving in one lane in this direction, but when we get close to the traffic lights, there are two lanes. You can see the dividing line. We can choose whichever lane we like here because both are straight ahead lanes. But up ahead, you can see a sign that says form one lane. That's telling us, if we didn't already know, that there is a merge point on the other side of these traffic lights. Now the important thing here at these lights is that you recognise the fact that there's a merge point on the other side and that you do it correctly. When you go through the intersection, you can't deviate from your path. It's a 2-lane intersection all the way across to the traffic lights on the other side. So you must go through dead straight. In our case, we're going through directly towards that form 1 lane sign. We check to the right, we check to the left. When we get past the traffic lights, we indicate right, we check our blind spot over our right shoulder, and we just follow the curb as we merge across into the 1 remaining lane. Now, if there was a vehicle in the other lane, whoever is in front is the one that goes first. Now, up ahead there are 2 70k signs on the road. We can't speed up to 70 until we get to those signs. Current speed limit is 50. As we drive through the traffic lights, we glance to our right and we glance to our left, just in case someone's coming through a red light. We stick to the 50 speed limit along here, and we're going to do a lane change. So we check our mirrors, we indicate, we check our blind spot, we move across. Just keep driving up to this corner. It's a bit uphill, so we need to keep our speed up. As we get up here, we glance ahead to see what's coming. Okay, we wait for this vehicle. The one on our right is waiting at the giveaway line, so we go. And we're off the main road now, so we're into the 50k speed limit again. Now, if you're coming up here, there's a good chance you'll be doing your stopping for shopping exercise at Candlewood shops. These are Candlewood shops on our left here. The entrance to the shops is where the signs there are there for the beer there. Now we've been past the Candlewood shops. Now we're going to turn right at the first street that we find. So we check our mirrors, we indicate right, and we apply the brakes. Right, now we're going to find somewhere safe and legal to park the car. Now the rule for this particular road, Silkeborg, which is the one that you drive past, or drive into when you go past Candlewood shops, is that you never park anywhere until you get to the house with the black fence. This is where the road straightens out and makes it safe to park. Okay. If you park anywhere before the house with the black fence, you'll be parking on the bend, and you'll be parking outside a house that has a completely brick paved front yard. Now it's very difficult to tell which is driveway and which is the rest of the front yard when it's all brick paving. The one in front of us is not so bad because they've got the borders around the driveway and the rest of the front yard to make it clearer. But countless people fail their driving test on this street, Silkeborg, because they park either on the bend or they park in front of somebody's driveway. Now sometimes you're given an opportunity to fix that if you park in the wrong place, and so people still fail because they park in the wrong place, realise their error, and then move forward without moving away from the curb safely in the first place. So if you're going to move the car forwards after you've parked here, you need to check your mirrors, indicate right, check your blind spot over your right shoulder, and then move forward and then indicate left to pull over again. Okay, we're going to move away and we're going to go back to the Candlewood shops. Check your mirrors, indicate, check your blind spot, and move away. Now there are driveways along here, but the road's a bit bendy. But I can see a side street up here, which would be perfectly fine to turn around at. Yes, we are missing driveways. They could be deemed missed opportunities, but it's safer to be doing your whole manoeuvre going forwards. So when you've got to make safe choices, you've got to factor in the safety aspects of the entire manoeuvre, and there is reversing required when you're turning into driveways. If the road's not completely straight or it's a bit up and down, then maybe your best bet is to do the manoeuvre in which you're travelling in a forwards direction the whole time. But having said that, if there are lots and lots of driveways on a straight road before you get to the first side street, then you should be using driveways to turn around so that you can't be marked down for missed opportunities. Okay, we're going back to Candlewood shops. We check our mirrors, we indicate, we apply the brakes. To our right, car's just gone past. There's a slow moving vehicle, that bus coming up. We can get away quite easily because the bus is moving up slowly up that hill. Now on this road you can see there's a red piece of road material in the middle, bounded by white lines. When you turn into the Candlewood shops, you should move across into this red part of the road, get your right hand wheels into the red bit and straighten up. And that way, if you do get stuck here for any period of time waiting for oncoming traffic, the vehicles behind you can get past on the left. And this is a car park where you would often be asked to do a reverse park and sometimes a forward park as well, but definitely a reverse park. We won't cover off the reverse parking in this video, that's covered adequately in other videos, but you would use the 3-line method for reverse parking.